Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I thought I would do something really simple. I have 3 pages that I need to do for my daily sketch journal to catch up on. So for this I am just using a Muji, I think I said the wrong name in the last video. So it's a Muji MD notebook, which I really like. I keep thinking whether I should maybe use something different for my daily sketch journal, but this is working, so I'm a bit reluctant to change. So I wasn't feeling very inspired today. We've got hot weather again. I hate to complain, but it's too hot. So I just thought I would fill these pages and hopefully you'll find it interesting. So this is Thursday the 23rd that I'm doing. That's nearly a week ago now. So some of these I work from photos, some I just use my imagination. This day was a knitting. Probably did quite a bit of knitting that day, which I am knitting something secret, so I can't show you what it is. For some reason I've used green pencil. I used the colour erase, which I'm hoping will erase. I'll test it on this. I do like to sketch out my pages, because otherwise there'd be so many spelling mistakes. I'll let that dry a little bit. So that's meant to be wool. So on a Thursday I tend to go to my parents with my youngest son. And it tends to be my switch off day. I always say it's the day where I think I can't talk and write at the same time. So chatting. So yes, on a Thursday I tend to go to my parents and switch off and don't have to think about housework or anything like that. So how's your week been? It's Wednesday now, so this is nearly a week ago. So obviously if I hadn't have drawn it out on the day, I would have completely forgotten what I did that day. So I try and at least sketch the days out. So that does rub out, that green, so that's brilliant. What colour shall we do our ball of wool? So sometimes I just go in with coloured pencils, other times I use markers, and I do love the Ecoline brush pens. I think they've got really nice colours. So yes, it has actually been quite a nice week. So yes, I got out on Thursday at my parents'. What else did I do that day? I think that was pretty much it. So that's just a very simple day, but that's okay. So I think we'll do something different down here. Are we still on the page? Yes, we are. So Friday, we decided to book tickets to go and see the Odyssey. So we were going to go and see it on the Sunday. I started reading it on the Tuesday. I thought, oh, just take my time with this, and then I quickly realised, I'm not going to get this book finished. But, spoiler alert, I did, but I think I spent 3 days just reading the Odyssey, which I really enjoyed the book. I read the Emily Wilson translation, which I think is one of the most popular, but it was very readable. It was very easy to read. So I think, because to be honest, Greek myths haven't really interested me in the past, but I think I'm getting into it. I can see me reading a lot more. I'd like to read another translation. So these are meant to be olives. So I'm very loose in this sketchbook and do a lot of continuous line. I'm just using a big ballpoint to outline everything. What I might do is just, whilst filming, I might just do the drawings and add my writing in later. Yes, that's very slow and boring for you to watch. So what are you reading at the moment? Over the past few years, I've really got into reading. I was never a massive reader. Well, on and off. Do you tend to read what's popular or follow a certain author? Because I think I've mentioned before that I'm trying to read all of Stephen King's books in publication order, which is going to take a lot longer than I thought. So this is a very loose sketch of my Kindle. Oh, I've created a really awkward tangent there, where two things just awkwardly touch. So we'll make that leaf a bit bigger, like it's going over the Kindle. So that is actually, I've sketched out the Odyssey front cover, so I'll have to find a picture now to remind myself what it looks like. So it's the Emily Wilson translation, and I'll just very loosely sketch that out. I think these are things that are nice to look back on. Trying to find a nice blue. Make sure I spell it right, because I always seem to spell it wrong. So yeah, this was my first Greek sort of retelling book. I know there's been a lot of modern books like Circe and Song of Achilles, which I haven't read, so I might add them to my reading list. And I think I'll just do like some abstract interpretation of the front cover up here. And a little bit more darker blue up here. Oh, I didn't say what I was using. So sometimes I use the zebra mild liners as well. They're good. And also I've got a few Tombos. I haven't got many Tombos, but I do like them as well. They do seem to last quite well. And I'm using a Polychromos pencil, ultramarine. It's one of my favorites. Maybe some darker lines just to give the indication that there's people here. I'm not a massive fan of drawing people, but we'll just do this quite abstract. There's also quite a bit of orange which I could add in. A little bit of orange in there, which we could actually bring into the olives as well. Oh, I haven't erased. I might leave it in on the olives there. I really like this green colour. I use this one a lot. Does it have a name? Don't think it does. Well, it's like a nice olivey green, so we'll put that in the leaves. So for here, I'm not using any references, just keeping it simple. And a bit of grey. I always have to swatch my greys out because I've clearly got the wrong lid on there. And we've had many an error. That is a dark one. It's quite Kindle coloured. That is not the right. Oof, don't want that one. Where's my light grey gone? That's quite light. I'll use that one. But that's not the right lid on that one. Oh my goodness. That's a disaster. We'll use those. Oh, what's this one? Nope, that's dark. Right, we'll sort that out later. You don't want to watch me swatching all those. Right. So I'll put a little bit of dark around the edge. So I have been working quite a bit on my botanical art, but nothing really to show you yet. I'm doing a lot of shading and swatching exercises, which is quite slow but also very meditative, and I'm enjoying that aspect of it. But there's been a lot of trial and error so far, but I think it's good to be always learning. And my art style is generally very loose, so botanical is a big change, but I'm enjoying the challenge. A little bit of dark behind there. Whoop. And a little bit more green. That needs sharpening. It's got quite dark. Hope you can see everything okay. I'd say it's warm, but it's just gone really dark. It's more humid than sunny. I think my current favourite art supplies is probably coloured pencils. And these have to be my favourites. The Holbein are the artist's coloured pencils. Amazing. The dream would be to have a full set, but we've just got a few. Actually, I'm going to London at the end of August. Hope I'm not jinxing that. All being well, I'm going to London at the end of August, which is a massive change of pace for me, because looking after Oliver, we don't get out much. But he'll stay with his grandparents when we're away, which I don't like doing too often, but I think it's good for him and good for me, obviously, to get a break. So the point of what I was saying about going to London, I hope to get to some art shops and pick up some new pencils, maybe some new sketchbooks. So moving on to Saturday. Again, I was talking about the weather. What shall we do for this page? I think we'll go in with the ballpoint pen again, which I might speed up because that's going to be a little bit boring for you. I'll say I'll speed it up, but you know, it's not easy to do on... I just use iMovie to do a rough edit of my videos, would you believe? Just because there's so many interruptions, and I do say like 1,000 times. And then my husband uses something else to edit. He uses Camtasia, because he has a YouTube channel as well. There's another So on this page, I'm trying to keep some of the elements from the front cover of the book. More olives. Because this day I literally cleaned the kitchen while Oliver was at my parents', because sometimes housework he doesn't like me doing. He doesn't like me being in the kitchen, so I try and do as much as I can while he's out. And it was time for a big kitchen sort, you know, those days where you have to do under the sink of doom. So we did that in the morning, and then when he got back around 2, I pretty much had to power through the book. I didn't actually quite get it finished on Saturday, and we were going to see the film. We were booked in to see the film at 9:30 on Sunday, so I had to finish reading on Sunday morning. I'm definitely a book before the movie person. So I took a photograph of tidy kitchen. Let's go back and find that. So I try and take photographs to remember what I've done and also to draw from. I do love drawing kitchen sinks. I think it would make a great project one month. And I do like drawing like family life and what's going on. I've actually been doing this for nearly a year. I'm hoping in August to complete August and then do like a whole year flip through of my books. I think 2 books I've filled. Again, I'm just keeping this super loose. It's about the sketches, but it's also about recording the memories. And you know, most days aren't exciting, but there's always something that you can find that's inspired you, whether it's cleaning the kitchen or reading a book. Do some super loose flowers. I think I bought these flowers to draw, but they died before I got the chance. I'm still struggling with it being the summer holidays. I don't seem to be getting a massive amount of art time, but that's okay. We're doing some this morning. Had a little bit of a, what would we say, panic? Oh, I've come back to that point. Lost my train of thought. Yes, a little bit of a panic about the botanical art and whether I can actually do it. But then I remembered we've just got to practice. And the thing is, I'm enjoying the practice, and I think that is the most important thing, is that you're enjoying what you're doing and learning. And I've still got this practice, which is, you know, looser drawings. Friday, I forgot to say we had a Hobonichi club meeting as well, which was really good, because we had a guest on, Amanda Close. I shall link her down below. And she was talking about her journaling. And journaling isn't, or keeping a diary, however you want to call it, isn't something I used to do before the pandemic, really. I think I found I needed more to keep me busy during that time. So that's when I really got into journaling and drawing again, finding, you know, online online spaces. Which I found so helpful. So I'm using a putty eraser, which I quite like. I do have a tendency to go so hard that I like scrunch the paper, which really annoys me. So I need to be a bit more careful. So we'll put a little bit of blue, I think. So this warmer weather isn't the best. We do like to moan about the weather in the UK, don't we? Well, actually, I've left my fan on. I hope that's not too noisy. Well, it's too late now, Louise. Whoops. So have you seen the Odyssey? And if you have, did you enjoy it? Do you think it... Obviously no spoilers. Do you think it was a good adaptation of the original story, poem? I have thoughts. I did enjoy the film. And it's not a spoiler. I think it's... I don't like giving spoilers, but I wanted more from the gods, I think. Maybe I was expecting more like a Disney version. Where's my green? There it is. So need some green in the flowers. And the vase is more of a brighter green. Oh, that's a teeny tiny pencil. It's Faber-Castell May Green, polychromos. I should have a list of the ones that I want to rebuy. So that's casting a bit of a shadow, a bit of a green, which is quite nice because I took it on a brighter day. So we've got a bit of darkness under here with the windowsill. You can tell when I'm thinking, it's hard to to talk and draw and think. towards the edge of the sink, so we need a bit of brown. Ooh. I do use this orangey colour quite a lot. There's just a base layer and then we'll go in with some browns. And that's the Tombow 912. I use that a lot in my journaling pages as well. It's a nice one. I'll pop some blue in there. It's like a purpley blue. I quite like that shade as well. So that's 553. I'm losing where my window still is. There's the window. And that's blue there as well. Trying to look at where the lights and the darks are. Try not to go too dark with my markers. I have a habit of doing that, and then you can't get the lightness back. Corner of a kitchen cabinet there, and then we'll just blend some of that out with the blendery. Is that a blender? N89. I think it's just a really light grey, and it kind of blends out nice. Kind of looking like a sink. I'm going to find a pink for these flowers. Pop in some markings on these bottles, so it's like a loose interpretation of what's there. Not like a very green from a Dettol spray. A bit of blue on the bottom. And a bit on the fairy liquid, just to give a little indication what they are. Green. I end up using so many pencils. I do press on very hard, so I probably should put my pencil board, my Hobonichi pencil board, I tend to put down. I can't decide whether to put, no, I don't think I will. I was going to put some greenery because you can see some plants outside, but I think that's going to look a bit confusing. Pop a bit of shadows on this side. Kind of lost the shape of that box a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's just where I keep my dishwasher tablets. And darker under here to bring out that windowsill. Trying not to overwork it. Somebody's doing some gardening work noise now. Hopefully you can't hear that. Brown we needed for the kitchen counter. And this is burnt umber and the Holbein. They are so soft. Do I like that? I'm not sure. Oh. Looks a bit weird. Looks a bit weird. Just colour that in. It'll be fine. It's very dark in the picture. Maybe we need a bit more shadow there. Oh, what colour is that? Quite dark. To bring out that a little bit. Put the pens down. I keep losing the light one. Did I drop it? Can I just not see it? Well, that's gone missing. I think I've got another light one. Do you know what? I keep losing things. For my botanical art, I've been using the Faber-Castells, and I keep losing my HB. I've had to buy 2. I've forgotten what I was doing now. There we go. Oh, and we've got this blue wave down the bottom, because to represent that we were reading the Odyssey. So it's nice to take inspiration from like book covers and things. So I'll go back in and put the writing in after. Yeah, I think that'll do. So then on to Sunday, which was an exciting day. I'll just finish off this one. So, what have we got? We've got more olives. So at 7 AM, I finished reading the Odyssey, and we were at the cinema for, well, the showing started at 9:45, so we're at the cinema for like 9:15. So it was a very busy morning, because we dropped Oliver off at my parents' on the way to the cinema. So the film, well, it's 3 hours, nearly 3 hours long, and the first half hour I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be long. And then the next minute the film was finished. It really went super fast, which I think is a good sign. And I did really enjoy it. And it is an epic. As I say, I don't think it quite captures just how amazing the book is. And it was funny because the film was so long. We're like, oh, we're going to be in here for ages. We're going to need food. Literally eating my chips by 9:30. So that was, it was great. And a packet of minstrels, of course. So we did have a bit of a treat. And I need to find the picture. We obviously didn't see it in IMAX. I don't think we have IMAX in the northeast. And it was done in like fancy IMAX as well. I think we only have those in London. I think I said to my husband, it's like I was expecting the cinematography to be even better than it was, but I think that's because not watching it on IMAX, you don't see the whole of what's been filmed. It's very confusing. I had no idea that was a thing. I thought everybody was like amazing acting, and especially loved Robert Pattinson. He was great. Just putting a base colour in. So do you go to the cinema very often? It's not something we do that often. If there's something we both want to see and we can get an early morning viewing, because not all films are on super early. I think Project Hail Mary we couldn't get an early showing. So we never got to see that at the cinema. Which is a shame because I really enjoyed it. Boards are quite tricky to draw, aren't they? Quite like drawing boards though. I quite like drawing most things, just people. I find drawing people very difficult. It's probably something I should do more of. It's very dark on the photograph, that, but I'll not go too dark too soon. And that's my problem sometimes. So yes, it's been a good few days, and it was lovely to get to go at the cinema. Try and get the rough seeing. forgot about the sail, sail, that's the word, isn't it? I need a very dark blue to get some contrast in the waves. We need indigo. Where's my indigo? What's that blue like? That's a very purpley blue. Not sure that's what we want. And a teeny tiny dark indigo. Dark indigo is one of my favourites. Be a bit better if this was sharpened. So, what's been inspiring you lately? I would say the botanical art course. I've watched a lot of videos. Lots of practice. I've also been reading a lot. I'm now struggling a little bit of what to read now after the Odyssey. I've started The Midnight Train by Matt Haig, and so far I'm enjoying that. I'm not 100% sure. I have finished my 10th Stephen King book. I am working my way through his book in publication, or books in publication order. I've just finished Roadwork, which is often one that I nearly missed it out because people say it's one of his worst. I quite enjoyed it. Very dated, some very questionable things. But we've got to remember it's written in the 70s. And I think he's learnt from some of his writing back in the day. So yeah, I quite enjoyed that one. And I think next, which is my next Stephen King? Oh my goodness, I've literally just done the list. I'm one book away from starting the Dark Tower books. So I finished Roadwork, and then I'd already read Cujo because I couldn't wait. I just wanted to read Cujo. The Running Man, which is another one of his that he wrote under the Richard Bachman name, and then The Gunslinger. So yes, I think I'll put The Running Man on Audible, and looking forward to that. Pop some people, so that's looking okay. Let's finish off the olives. What I'll do is I'll go into time lapse, and then I'll do a final flip through of these 3 pages. I shall come back in a minute. There we go, we have finished those 3 pages. Very Odyssey themed. That really has been the last few days. So I'd love to know what you've been creating or reading recently. And remember, if you enjoy the video, give it a like and a subscribe. I hate saying that, but we know what the algorithm is like at the moment, and yeah, as I say, I hope you have enjoyed watching, and bye for now. Take care, everyone. Bye.